I don't think I have ever had sweet peas mid-October. I've got to pick all those and take them indoors. But it's covered. Look at them. How crazy is that? I think you might notice a slight continuity issue, and this is one of the problems of being an amateur YouTuber. I don't know how. I managed to do a little piece to camera yesterday explaining what I was going to be doing, and I managed to delete it all. I haven't got a clue how I've managed to do that, but that's caused me no end of problems as I'm trying to edit the footage. So anyway, I thought the sun is shining, I've got my coffee as usual, so I'll come and sit out here and I'll just fill in the gaps, and I hope you don't mind. It'll be a bit like Acorn Antiques, I think. Okay, so let's go for bag number one. This is the Cara main crop potatoes. Oh, they look nice. Yeah, they look really nice, and they don't have any scab at all. Oh, some of them have actually rotted. Oh, that's a shame. Maybe I've kept them in too long. I'll get rid of that. So try number two. Let's look a bit better. Oh, these are a lot better. So this compost would be able to use it again. I'll put some chicken pellets in to enhance it. But it doesn't need to be wasted. Oh, these are small. That's a nice one. Oh, sorry, mate. it's got loads. This must have been more sheltered. Really pleased with them. They're like a little bonus. I didn't expect a huge amount, and the first couple of bags, a lot of them had actually rotted, but I think that's because they were more exposed to the rain. Where they were grouped, the bags that were more sheltered have produced a lot more. But it's a few meals, and as I'm eating kind of low carbs at the moment, I'm only eating carbs on days that I'm at the gym, so they'll last quite a while. So I'm going to lay them out in the greenhouse to dry their skins a bit, and then I'll store them. But they look really good. They don't look as if they've got any scab, and they're reasonable sizes. The smaller ones, I should put them in roasted veg tray, like a tray bake. I've got one that's green, so that's going in the compost. If you're not aware, if they're exposed to the sun when they're growing and they go green, they become poisonous. You should never eat any green potatoes, so that's going in the bin. But that's not bad. I'm quite pleased with that little harvest. They can sit there for a couple of days because the soil on them's damp. When that dries off, I'll be able to rub it all off and then store them in a paper bag, or sorry, a paper sack. So I've got all these tomatoes, so I think they're going to have to come off today. I think it might be a chutney session. I've got a washing up bowl full of tomatoes. I've no idea how much they weigh. I might try and work it out in a bit. So I've just weighed these, and the total amount is £10 or 1.3 ounces. So £10, 1.5 ounces roundabout, and that's not bad. It's October. So they're pickings in October from 2 plants that were grown from suckers. So I'm pretty impressed with this. They've done far better than any of the plants I had in the greenhouse. So yeah, brilliant. I wanted to go over some of my plans going forward, and this is the fruit cage, which is in a shocking state, and my back fence, which badly needs replacing. I don't know if you can see this, but the whole thing moves. I think the only thing keeping it up is the frame of the fruit cage, which is supporting it, but that all needs to be replaced. Behind here I've got an elder that keep cutting it down and it just goes crazy. So my thoughts, in fact, let me move. If I have the back fence replaced, get rid of the fruit cage, and then What if I was to move the summer house to this corner? It'll be underneath my neighbour's tree. This is a whole area which is just not productive and only gets sun late afternoon. So the sun comes up behind this tree, which is east, and sets diagonally across the garden, which means late afternoon, evening, this is the area that gets the sun. So if the summer house was there, it'll be nice and sunny later in the afternoon, evening, and when the days at its hottest in the summer, it'll be in the shade, so it'll be cooler. But all of this side of the garden would have the benefit of sunlight, which is ideal for growing veg. So if I was to move the summer house to the other corner, then where I'm sitting now would be available as a growing space, which would get much more sunlight than the opposite corner, which is almost like a dead spot. And you can see Paddy here, he's having his little wander around the garden. I did discuss some time ago that I thought it may be Paddy that's actually spreading the mosaic virus, particularly when he weaves in and out the plants. It's highly contagious, which I've discussed so many times. You need to disinfect your tools between plants, wash your hands constantly, and even if you brush past some infected plants, then you can spread it to others. And I've done all those different things to try and prevent its spread, but it just never crossed my mind that it's probably Paddy, who's got free run of the garden, who's actually probably the one that's spreading it the most. So when I went to Gardeners World Live back in August with my friend, we saw quite a lot of raised beds that had been built with sleepers, and I'm starting to think now that that might be a positive move for the garden, because the plants will be above Paddy height, so he can't lay on or in between the plants, he can't brush past them. And I'm thinking that might actually be a good idea. I'll take you indoors and show you some of the plans that I've been sort of toying with. See what you think. Been quite busy this afternoon. I've been playing around with some sketches, and then I drew up this plan. It's mostly to scale as best I can make it. So my thinking is, if I move the summer house, as you can see, over into this corner, then I give myself quite a large patio type area where I can have my little bistro table and chairs. And then I was thinking, if I had a border that runs along this side, this is the sunniest part of the garden, I can move my fruit to here, contain them in the borders so they wouldn't have to be moved, they wouldn't be disturbed. I can also move my sphalia onto one of these fence panels, which I think it would be a bit more sheltered, and it would have a bit more warmth as well. And plus, when you sit in the summer house, you can see all the fruit, so I think that might be quite nice. And then I thought, let me come round here. I thought another border along this side. Now this is where I've got flowers anyway, or perennials. Now these are all shade loving plants, so they need dividing and can go back in. And I was thinking, if I edge this with sleepers, they're quite wide, and if they're up high enough, then they'd also serve as some kind of a seating area around the patio. And just playing around, I've managed to fit in 3 raised beds on this side, which are 1.75 by 1.2. So that'd be 3 there that get a huge amount of sunlight, really, because the sun comes up over here, which obviously lights that side of the garden up all morning, and then as it comes up around here, that's still lit. For a while it goes in shade when it goes behind the house, but then it sets. I've come back round here now. It sets over this side, so then it's back in full sun again. So I think that would be a really good place to have the 3 main beds. And then I've got room for 2 larger beds this side, which is where my main bed is at the moment. So they're 2 metres by 1.2. So that's what I'm thinking of at the moment, but I just wonder if any of you have got any suggestions or ideas that I haven't thought of. Oh, one other thing, I can put my compost bin up here, and I can perhaps put the pond in one of these borders somewhere around here. There's plenty of places for it to go. Yeah, let me know what you think.